Welcome to You Can Do It. Today we have got a VW T5 and there looks like there's an ERG fault. So today's video is going to be about taking off the EGR valve, and then there'll be a separate video about actually cleaning it. But let's find out if it is an ERG fault, and let's take the ERG valve off. Okay, we're inside, ignition on. Yeah, and we've got the engine fault sign up there. I have actually put VCDS on it, and it's a ERG fault. So let's go around the front then and find out where the EGR valve is and take it off. Got the bonnet open. It's a 1.9 TDI engine code BRS, but they're all the same. This is the ERG valve here. It screws into this aluminium casting here. So it's held on by three Allen key bolts, one there, one at 120 degrees round, and then one underneath. So there's basically three bolts, and then we need to, before we do that, we need to take this connector here, this electrical connector here. So I'm going to go and get the right Allen key bit for it, and we'll come back and we'll do that and see how we get on. All right, so we've got to take this one off. It's a 5mm Allen key here, so we can get this one in through here. Look, that's easy enough up there with a wrench on the end. You've then got the other one there, that's easy enough, and then you've got the last one is down there, and that's also easy enough. Look, you can just put that extension on, and she's in there now. Look, so you just need to put a wrench on the end. So basically, with a 5mm on a bit of a fairly short extension, you can get at everything. Now, just one little bit of camera shake there. To get these off, these sockets can be a real bitch, and that's because a lot of people just try and pull that lever up there, pull the little thing up there. But what you find is if you actually push, so you push the socket that way, you push the connector in there, then you can just use your fingernail, pull that little retaining clip, and it's off. So you can see it's just that little retaining clip. You've got a lever like that, but if you don't push it this way, then you don't release the pressure off it, and it's very difficult to get that little thing off, and it can be very, very frustrating. Anyway, so that's now off, so I'll get my wrench and we'll undo these. So I'll put the first one on. The first one goes on this one here. So anyway, I'll do that. I'll just do that and loosen those three off now, and then I think we just need to take it out. So I've undone those three bolts. They're up there, very easy, didn't take more than about 2 minutes. So you just undo that socket, undo this electrical socket, take those three bolts off, and it's on there a bit tight, so I think you'll probably just gently tap it with a hammer to break the seal. But I'll do that now, and then I'll release it. I've loosened that off. I just basically gently put a screwdriver there and tapped with a hammer. Don't go crazy, because you'll probably break something, but just go gently, just a few small taps, and eventually that'll come off. And then it's just a case of, now we've got that there, we just, hello, yeah, look there, she's coming out now. So now she's come out. That is your EGR valve, and look at the state of that. I mean, look, it's absolute. That is why we've got a fault. So the great thing is, once we clean that up, the engine will run a lot better, more economical, and you won't get that sort of telltale smoky sort of diesel-y smell as you're driving along, because your emissions will be a lot better. So now we're going to go over to cleaning that up. Right, so now we're going to clean it up. I say I'm not actually at home at the moment. Well, I'm at home, but we're out in the Alps at the moment. So I'm going to sit down at my table here. Look at that for a bit of a nice view, and I'm going to sit down and just clean that up. I've got here just a screwdriver, a bit of a scraper, and actually one of my kids' little painting brushes, but it's gone hard, so it's really stiff. What you've got to be careful about here is there's a rubber seal there, so if you use any, I mean, you can use if you're at home and you've got all your kitchen degreaser or oven cleaner, you can use that, but before you do take that O-ring off there, there's a little O-ring there. I'm not going to take that off because I'm just going to do it do it by hand with a scraper. In an ideal world I'd replace that, because there was a bit of oil leak around there when I took this off, which is obviously, that seal's sort of failed slightly, but it's not a perfect world at the moment, so I'm just going to have to do what I can do to get from a drive back to the UK. So let's get on and see how I'm going to have a go, and then I'll video once I've spent a few minutes brushing it out. Right. There she is, cleaned up. I mean, it's not 100. I mean, I'm not at home with the workshop at the moment, so I clean that up a lot more with a little wire brush and all that. But that's 100 times better than it was. You can see it's like a little valve, and that valve pops out the end there. So I've cleaned all that up. That'll solve that problem, and we'll put it back now. So there's our clean valve. Make sure obviously you don't get anything in the hole, anything other than this in the hole, and then you pop that back in. Gently align it up. Obviously there's a little O-ring there, but make sure you get that in. Push it in like that. Get it lined up. Put the first bolt in. Screw that in finger tight, then you know they're in the right place. And then you can put the other ones in. So I'm going to put the rest of them in, and then I'll torque all that up. It's all torqued up. Be careful when you put this bolt in here, because you try and do it really quickly or something, and if you drop it, you know, it could get lodged in the engine. You could spend half an hour trying to find it or retrieve it. So just remember, when you do this one on the back here, take care, do it slowly, so that you don't drop it, because it'll take a lot longer if you drop it. So that's all, they're all torqued, and then it's just a simple case of putting this one back on. Push until it clips. You heard it clip there. Alright, so we're ready to start it up, check it runs, and then clear the fault code. You have just removed and cleaned and replaced your EGR valve. You can do it. We've got the VCDS up and running here. Go to the engine. Fault codes. EGR valve malfunction intermittent fault 403. I knew it was the ERG, so I didn't need to check that, but if you don't know and you get the fault up on the engine and it's not running, you can run some VCDS. I've taken the ERG valve out, cleaned it, put it back in, been for a run, it seems to run alright. So I'm going to clear all those codes. Yes, those codes are clear, and then now what we'll do is I'll start the engine up, and whoa, all lights are out now. My engine warning light's gone, so we're good to go. You have done it. So that's a easy job to fix. Say if you're driving in the cars, tick over is really bad. It's not very good on fuel at the moment, and you've got a bit of a drop in power. Then if it's done a fair amount of miles, then generally it'll be EGR valve is dirty and needs to be cleaned. I mean, a lot of garages will say you need a new valve, but yeah, first thing to do is just take the old one out, clean it all up, and generally it'll be fine. So hopefully that'll save some hard-earned cash. Thanks for watching.